So good morning, everyone. So just to recap what we have learned yesterday. So as part of yesterday's session, we have gone through setting up the environment, okay, where I told you to node classification. So after node classification, we have seen the Cassandra database, why we need to use Cassandra database. After Cassandra database, we have seen context dictionary. As part of context dictionary, we have primary context, which means main audience, secondary context, and we also have associated context. So then we created the application. Okay, so we have created the application. We have also gone through the artifacts rule set and also NBAD tests, which stands for next best action designer tests. Okay, so we have seen why we need to use this one, why we need to use this one. So that's what we have seen yesterday. So I thought of going through the context dictionary today, but we will be going it on Monday. So again, so I told you, right, within the context dictionary, what do you do? Within the context dictionary, we will be creating the primary context, secondary context, associated context, which means what is your, so it is like what is your main audience. For example, my main audience are customers. Now what is the table? Okay, that is what is the class name, table name, then the properties like email address, phone number, age, income, the properties, tables, classes, the values, everything you have to create. Okay, so you have to create all these things and you have to configure it in the context dictionary. So if you go to the intelligence, switch to the switch to the prediction studio, go to the app studio. So once you go to the app studio, go to the settings, and context dictionary. Okay, so if you go here, right, this is where we can see all the list of contexts, which is nothing but all the list of the primary audience, the secondary audience, and also the associated data. So I told you associated data means whatever the products that the customer is having, that is one example for associated data. What products he has, what is the product he purchased, what is the price of that, all this information will be there in the associated data. So if you click on this icon, you will be getting the details about that particular context. What is the class name, what is the properties for email ID, what is the property for mobile number, what is the property for full name, and this is the class name. So you have to create all this manually, but there is a automated procedure how we can create this structure automatically by the wizard. Okay, so that automatic procedure, what we have to do to create the contexts, I'll show you on Monday. So if you go to the data types, you see this is my customer, and you see the class. So how do I get the customers? So you can check with your business to get the details about the customers from customer service application. The customer service application will have all the list of customers that you need to promote. Okay, you can ask the team to provide you the list of customers. Then you can import those customer records to the class. Okay, so again, you know how to do all these things, creating data type, creating properties and all that, so which you'll not see. But there is an automated procedure to create all these things within few minutes, okay, or within few seconds, using the wizard. Okay, you see this one, all customer ID is there, customer ID, what is the age, income, all this data is there here about my customers. So this data is important because then only I can promote. Okay, I need to know what is the customer name, what is his email ID, what is his primary mobile number, where is his address, because based on that only I can do the marketing. Without this, I cannot start the marketing. Okay, so I'll show you how to automate this procedure and how to make it very fast and configure this context dictionary. The reason I told you, right, context dictionary is the heart of your PEGA marketing, because I showed you it is created in App Studio, settings and context dictionary here. Okay, settings and context dictionary. So once you do this context dictionary, which I will show you the automated way how to do that. If you see the PEGA marketing features, for example, I go to segments. If I try to create a new segment, then the information will be taken from context dictionary only. Okay, because you don't need to create, or you don't need to specify everywhere that this is my customer, this is my email ID, because you see here automatically it is taking the contexts from the context dictionary, customer, prospect, right? So this is coming from context dictionary. So automatically when I select customer, I am going to create a segment on top of this. Okay, that's the reason you don't need to always specify what is the email ID of the customer, what is the email ID property, what is the class. So once you define in the context dictionary, from there all your rules will be taking. Okay, the PEGA marketing will take from there. So that's the reason that is the very first step that you have to do once you created the application. Okay, once you created the application, that's what you have to do. So skipping that step and doing that, we'll do that on Monday. Now coming to the next one. So the next part is to configure the business taxonomy. Okay, so we have to configure the business taxonomy. Just to reiterate first from step by step again. Environment setup, using Cassandra, and creating the application. So after creating the application only, you have to configure the context dictionary. So creating the application, configure the context dictionary. Okay, so either you can do it manual or you can do it automatic. So then after you do this, okay, after you do this, next step is to create the business taxonomy, or you also call it as business structure. So the business taxonomy is divided into 3 components. So the 3 components are, first one is the business issue, second one is business group, then the third one is proposition. Okay, so you have to create the business structure. Basically what you do here is why the business want to promote and what they want to promote. Okay, so basically the purpose of business taxonomy will cover why they want to promote and what they want to promote. So let's taking the same example that we have, that is the SBI bank. The SBI bank, they want to promote in order to increase sales or in order to retain customers. Retain customers means like a lot of customers are deactivating the bank account. The bank wants to retain those customers and make the customers to stay with the bank. Instead of deleting their account, the customers have to stay with them. So there can be multiple reasons to promote, to increase the sales, to retain the customers, or to provide to discount. So to provide discounts. So all these are different reasons why the bank wants to promote. So now the business issue is nothing but the reason for the promotion. Like I told you, right, the entire framework is related to marketing and decisioning. So the reason for promotion is nothing but business issue. Okay, so we have to define this first, then we have to go for the next steps. So the business issue means the reason for promotion. There can be various reasons, like I told you. For example, to increase the sales. For example, to acquire new customers. Okay, for example, let us say the business is a very new business. There is no customers, or there are very less customers are there for the business. So in that scenario, they want to increase more number of customers. Instead of sales, they want to increase the customers. So as part of increasing, that is the reason for promoting. So here I am keeping acquisition. The business wants to, like I told you, one more reason, retain the customers. So you will keep the reason as retention. So basically the business issue is nothing but like the purpose of the promotion, or reason of the promotion, or purpose of the promotion. You call it as business issue. Okay, so different issues will be there, different purposes. That means different purposes will be there. So I'm just keeping you the most frequently used purposes, but you will have more and more, but these are the frequently used, generally used purpose. Second, we have business group. Business group means the category for the promotion. So for example, if you take the bank in our scenario, the bank will have some products like credit card, debit card, personal loan, housing loan. So these kind of products will be there which they want to promote, that we call it as business group. Okay, business group is the category of the promotion. So like for example, I want to sell a Dell laptop. Okay, I want to sell a Dell i7 laptop. That comes under laptops category, right? So I want to sell a particular TV that I have. It comes under televisions category. So like this, that business group is the category of what you are promoting. So like in our case, like we can consider like credit cards, and we can consider like debit cards. This kind of things as the category for a bank. So different business will have different categories that you call it as business group. Okay, next we have the proposition. So proposition is nothing but the promotion itself. Whatever you want to promote, that is called as proposition. Because for example, I want to I want to market a discount. I have a 20% discount on some particular furniture. I want to promote this. Or I want to promote a personal loan with 12% annual interest. This is the personal loan promotion I want to do. Or I want to promote a TV. Okay, I want to promote a LG TV, LED TV. I want to promote this. Okay, so or I want to promote something like a salon service. So regardless of the promotion that you want to do, here it is a discount, here it is a product, okay, and here it is again, here it is a service, here it is again a product, here again a service. So there can be different promotions that you do. Either it can be a discount, a product, a service, a coupon, whatever is there, you want to promote that to the customers. So generically we call it as proposition, because it's clearly you can understand or remember this as whatever we propose to the customer. So whatever the business proposed to the customer is called as proposition. Like I told, it can be a discount, a service, a product, anything. We call it as proposition. Okay, so these are the three components that are present under the taxonomy. So let's see, where do we create this, and this is the second step that you need to do before you actually go with the implementation. Okay, any questions on that, or this is clear? The three components that we have.
The proposition or offer or action, all are same, right?
All are same.
Okay. Yeah. In 8.7, did they change any terminology?
No, same.
Okay.
Yeah. So let us see, how do we create this propositions and the hierarchy in the system. You have to go to the configure. So when you click on configure, everything, all your decisioning related will be present under decisioning. Decisioning, decisions, proposition management. So once you come here, this is where you configure the business taxonomy. The taxonomy contains three things: the business issue, business group, and the propositions. So if you see this, all these are the business issues. Business issues means the reason or the purpose of the promotion. Okay, it's like the purpose why you are promoting. What is the purpose of promotion? So you see here, I have the purpose like grow. I have a purpose like acquire. Acquirements, I want to acquire some new customers. I want to grow the existing customers. I have something like retain. Retain means make the customers to stay with me. That is a retain. So like this, I have some existing good issues are there. When you expand this, you will be able to see the groups. Here you see I have credit cards. Here I have some deposit accounts. Here I have some mortgages, right? So all these are the business groups. Okay, so the structure is the same thing. Like I told you, the first you have the business issue. Under that, business groups. Under that, you'll have the propositions. So which is nothing but the offer, action. It can be anything. Whatever you send to the customer, that is a proposition. Okay, so let us create a new taxonomy. Here I click on add new business issue. So here, let's say I call it sales, because sales is not there. Now I just select rule set, create. So this I am creating the business issue, which is the purpose of my promotion. The purpose of my promotion is to increase the sales. Okay. So the purpose of my promotion is to increase the sales. So I created the business issue as sales. Now I add a business group. I'm saying new group. Let us say I create this something like housing loans. Now here I need to select the business issue under which you need to create the business group. Okay. So then you select the rules rule set and click on create. So now my structure is like this: sales, housing loans. Then within this, I will add my propositions. Okay, that is how it will be there. So you see now my sales issue is created. When I expand the sales, the business group housing loans is created. Then you can add the propositions, which is nothing but what you want to promote, the promotions. Okay, so it can be issue, offer, you can be called as offer, action. So we'll see. So click on this and you can start adding the promotions here. So just I will check out. So then you can click on the new button. You can add it manually or you can import the Excel file. That contains the propositions. So I click on new. So I clicked on new. Now let us add a proposition. Like for example, I add something like 1 CR housing loan with 12% or let's say 10% annual interest. Just a proposition, just a promotion that I am willing to do. Okay, my promotion that I am willing to do, what I want to promote to the customers. That is the propositions. Like I told, it can be discount, it can be service, it can be offer. Anything that you propose to the customers is called proposition. Now whether this proposition is always active, I select it as always. If you want to deactivate the proposition, you select as never. If you want this proposition active during a certain time period, you can select the start date and end date. Best example, right? For example, Christmas promotion. I have some 20% discount on some t-shirts exclusively during Christmas season. I can select the time period here. Like I can select December 1st, let's say, until December 31st. So that way I can just select the proposition during a particular time period like Christmas and New Year season. I want to give this offer. In remaining time, I don't want to give this offer. So then I can select this particular start date and end date. Okay, so that is how I do here using this proposition management. Okay, clear? Understood till here? For now, I'll just keep always and I select save. So that means I can make this proposition active only during certain time period, and remaining times I want to make it as a disabled. Okay, so whenever the system reaches that time, it will activate that, then it will deactivate after the end date. Yes. Yes, someone has question.
Yeah, Ravi. So it's creating under SR class, right? Whatever proposition.
Yeah, I'll say that. We'll come to that.
If you create something for customer, will it create under the
Now
customer
I'll
group.
come to that. I'll tell you what is the reason and what type of data will.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So before that, let us also add the propositions using import and export. So in real-time projects, when you are working for decisioning, so you might have hundreds of offers. Okay, you might have hundreds of products or propositions that you want to promote. You cannot keep adding one by one manually like this, but in general, in real-time scenario, you will be getting the list of promotions that the business want to do through a CSV file. Okay, the CSV file will be shared to you from the business, and they will ask you to promote that through PEGA decisioning. So you need to import that file and you need to then add them here, not through manually adding. Okay, so let us import. Let's see what we have during import. So what I'll do, I'll just export it first. So then you will get a template. That template, you can share it with the business and ask them to load them with the offers. So then they will be loading with the offers here. So just let's see what all we have here. So just to tell you, we have seen the three major taxonomy components: business issue, the purpose of promotion, business group, category of promotion, proposition, whatever you propose. The business issue value will be stored under PY issue. Business group value will be stored under PY group. The proposition will be stored under PY name. Okay, so again, 90% of all decisioning properties are starts with PY. So simply you can just append PY to the word. Most of the time it will satisfy. But for proposition, the property name is PY name. Okay, in the backend, the values are stored in these properties. All these properties are present under the class data-px strategy result. So you have to remember these property names, which class they will be present. You have to remember that property names and also the class name. Okay, so PY issue is the issue, PY group is the group, and PY name is the proposition name. So now here, okay, so here let's add those. I'll just copy this and add a new row. So you see here PY issue, that is sales. PY is proposition active, which is nothing but the activeness of that proposition, right? For example, I show you always, never, start date and end date. This is the property that is holding the particular value, that is PY is proposition active. So next we have the PY name, which I told you the proposition name is the PY name. So for example, I'll give here 2CR and scroll to the right side. You have PY group, which is the business group. Okay, PY group is the business group. And yeah, so this four properties you can remember, and you need to understand the significance of that. PY issue is the group, PY issue is the issue, PY group is the business group, PY is proposition active will tell whether the proposition is active or not active or active during a certain time period. PY group is for the business group and PY name is for the proposition name. So now here let us scroll to the right side. So I'll give something like 50 lakhs, something like that. Okay, yeah, so just these are all my promotions, and this is how you get it from the business. This is how you get it. So now I just click on import, then directly you can select it from your hard disk. Just sharing just a minute. Okay, so you get it from the business, like they will share you. Okay, Okay, so just from the hard disk I have imported that, and we can see that the records are ready to be imported. 2 records are added and 1 record is already there. So now I import and everything will be added to the decision data. I'll tell you what is this decision data in coming sessions. But this is how you import the propositions from the sheet. Part of that, you need to remember these properties: py issue, py group, py name, py is proposition active. All of them come under this class. Yes.
Ravi, can't we create this in CDH hub, that issue or group details and
So
proposition?
previously we used to do there, but now it is removed. Okay. So it was there in the old versions. If you are using in the old versions, you should be able to do there also.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, both are same. Whichever is comfortable for you, we can do there, and you can create it there. So then you check in this rule. So let us check in this added propositions. I call this. Now coming to the strategy result class. So what is this SR? SR stands for strategy result class. So we have seen how to configure the taxonomy. As part of taxonomy, the business issue, sales, business group, housing loans, and the propositions are the 3 propositions we have imported from the sheet. So coming to the SR class, here we have this thing that is SR, which is getting displayed. The SR stands for, okay, so just we have here our promotions, whatever you want to promote. So SR stands for strategy result. SR stands for strategy result. So what is this class means? This class will hold all the proposition information. Okay, it will hold all the proposition information. What issue it belongs to, what group it belongs to, what is the proposition name. All this information will be present in the SR class. SR stands for strategy result. This class will be created automatically if you create at least one business issue. Okay, so this is like a topmost class for decisioning. Okay, this is like a topmost class for decisioning. So this class will automatically create when your business taxonomy is having at least one business issue. Right now there are many business issues are there. So whenever there is no issue, then this class will also be not there. Okay, when you create at least one business issue, automatically this SR class will be created with the syntax as application ID dash SR. So with this particular syntax, the SR class will be created. So while creating your application, when you check the advanced configuration, you can see what is the application ID. So with that application ID dash SR, the class will be created. Now, when you are creating the business issue, it will be like application ID dash SR dash business issue name. And when you create the business group, it will be business group. So it will follow the same pattern structure that you have for work. For example, when you created the case type, your work class and the implementation class will be created, right? The same way here also it happens. So, and again, it will follow the class inheritance. So if you want to see the entire structure, what all are there, like I told you, if you have at least one business issue, the SR class will get automatically created. If you go to the App Explorer, so I believe that my application ID, let's check it. Yeah, CDH, that is the application ID which was there for this application. Okay, for this application, the application ID is CDH. So if you just search for CDH-SR, all the issues are getting displayed here, right? You see here. Same thing we have: acquire, collections, grow, NBA journey, nurture, retain, sales, and service. Same thing is displayed here also. Okay, so it will have the structure as application ID dash SR dash business issue dash business group. So when you expand this, right, for example, I expand the sales, I have housing loans here. So housing loans is also there here. So again, it will follow the same class inheritance, which means, let's say I have some property, something like a customer ID. The customer ID property will be used by all these issues and all these groups. Then I can create it in SR class level. I can create it at top class. That is, here I can create them because the customer ID is common for all of them. So it will, this is the parent. That's the reason you can create it here. So the same class inheritance concept is available here. Okay, just like how you have the work class structure, same way you have here also. Okay, clear, understood? Questions?
I'm good.
So just this is the thing, that is the CDH-SR, that's my application ID -SR business issue business group. Okay, so now whatever the rules that you create, right, they will be displayed here. So let us say I created sales and I created housing loans, and there will be some rules that are automatically created. That's a decision data. So just for now, you can just ignore decision data. We'll have a separate session on that. And that is about this SR class structure. Yeah, just like how you have work class structure, work class group, and everything concept in core PEGA, here you will have the SR class structure as the class structure here. Okay, so that is about this SR class, strategy result class, which will hold the proposition information, application ID -SR business issue business group. If your properties are related to this particular thing, you create it here. If your properties are common for every group and every issue, you create it in SR class. So next we have the two things, which is the versioned propositions and unversioned propositions. So like whenever you create the group here, let's say I am creating a new group, you can see here clearly there is an option that is called create version proposition data. See, as the name itself says, version proposition data means the particular group that you are creating will have a version control. For example, I unselect this, you can see the version is gone. Okay, but when I select this, the version is available. Because why we use versions? In order to track the changes, and every time a new requirement comes, you will generally save as the rule into the highest version, right? Same way, same thing here also, the same thing. Because today my housing loan is there, I created a housing loan particular group. In the housing loan, I added three propositions: 1 crore loan, 2 crore loan, and 50 lakhs loan. The annual interest for 1 crore loan is 10% today, but tomorrow the business wants to make it as 20% or maybe 15%. So just like how you save as the rule from one version to another version, same way you will create a highest version of this and you will be saving as, because there is a very high chance is there the propositions will be changing very frequently. Okay, today they will say 10%, tomorrow they'll say 20% interest. Today the price is $10, tomorrow the price is $15. So there is a very high chance that propositions will always change. So that's the reason you should always create a versioned proposition data. Now every time the business is giving you a new file to upload, you will simply save as this, create a 02 version, and you will upload the new file there. instead of overriding the existing group. Okay, so that is a common thing, and that is how you do here as well. Okay, so that is the difference between version propositions and unversioned propositions. Unversioned, you never create it. Okay, so it is generally created and it's actually deprecated now. It will not be supported. So it's not even required to learn what is the unversioned proposition data, but name suggests there is no version control. That means once you create it, you have to update it in the same place every time, but you never do that. By default, every time we create version propositions. Okay, so this is about the difference between version propositions and unversioned propositions. So uses version control every time you get a new requirement, save as this and create a higher version, and you update that. Okay, so just we'll stop it here. Actually, the mobile data, I'm using mobile data because of this immersion. The internet is gone. Even the mobile is also less charging. But let me know if you have any queries on today's session. Let us discuss that.
Yeah, while creating a proposition, Ravi, there is a second checkbox, right? Save data instance something. What is the background of that?
Save proposition data using different name. So this is the decision data name. Proposition data means decision data name. By default, when you are creating this business group, there is one more rule that is getting created, right? If you notice, this is my business group, housing loan, but you can also see the decision data is also getting created. Okay, this decision data. You can access that decision data here in the decision category. But like I told, I'll tell you what is purpose of decision data rule. So it is just saying whether the business group name will be different and decision data name will be different. By default, it will have the same name as the business group. Okay, but it is just asking whether you want to create the decision data with a different name. Proposition data means decision data. Okay, so the business group name will be different and this one will be different. Got it?
Okay, thanks. Yeah, got it.
Okay. Yeah, just for now, you can practice this whatever we have learned till now, creating the application, creating the propositions, everything. I will share the exercise document to you, where you can create a separate application and start practicing that as a assignment, so that you will also practice whatever we learn. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, Ravi, one more question. You said for now it's not allowing to create issue or group or propositions and decision hub, right? Does it mean was it allowed in the previous version?
Yeah, it is allowed in the previous version.
8.6?
Yes. Okay. Not 8.6, I think 8.5. Before 8.5, there is an option to add the propositions. Yeah, but it's suggested you can just create it here itself, not a show. So generally, if you go to the CDH thing here, you have one option that is taxonomy. One option used to be there here. That option is removed. Generally, if you go before 8.5, you will see that option. Okay. Yeah, but again, no issues, because they want to keep new features instead of duplicate features in both the places. Okay, so that's the reason they removed that option.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so just practice whatever we discussed till now. You can also practice the node classification in personalization. So whatever we discussed till now at decisioning, you can do it in personalization also, if you are comfortable there. Anyways, I'll share the assignment to you so that you can practice some new application. I will share it to you, which is different from the banking. Okay, so if no other questions, we'll just close. And so this is what we have done. Just the proposition management we created, and we understood about the strategy result class, as well as the version propositions and unversion propositions. So in the next session, we will see the automating the context dictionary, and also we will be creating our first strategy. Okay, we will be creating the strategy and we'll be seeing how to use the strategy, all these things. Okay, see you guys on Monday. So like I told, start enrolling. This is the last demo session. Enroll before Monday so that you will get access to everything. From Monday onwards, new link will be generated for meeting.